Everybody, I am back from Thailand and I just published an article on my blog about how to travel with only 9 pounds. Now, a few months ago, somebody challenged me to pack a bag at 10 pounds, and so I did just a theoretical bag, not something that was real, but just using the things I had around my house. When I was going to Thailand, I decided that I would try and see if I could actually put that into practice and use a bag that was only 10 pounds. As it turned out, once I actually packed the bag, I was so careful about what I put in it that the bag in fact weighed 9 pounds. And I found actually I didn't even need all the things in it. So the point of what I'm going to show you next is that ultralight packing is a possibility. It's something that you absolutely can do. So I've had a few people ask me what exactly was in my backpack, how did I pack it up? So I thought I'd just show you my bag. I didn't unpack it yet. I warn you, it hasn't been washed, so you may be able to smell the stinky, sweaty clothes through the camera. But this is my bag, just this small bag. This is kind of where I saved the weight, because my other bag that I use, the Tom Bin one that you've probably seen before, that particular bag weighs about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds without anything in it. The typical rolling bag starts around 5 pounds, and that's a really light rolling bag. So you can see right away that this project would not be possible using a rolling bag. So you have to be very careful. So that's why I decided to get myself a new bag. This is the one I found on Amazon, 20 bucks. I thought it would be very poorly made. It's really durable. It's got nice thick fabric. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but it sure looks pretty good. It's more of a backpacking backpack. I think it's meant to be sort of a camping backpack, but I sort of like that. Instead of having zippers that keep it a specific size, it's got this kind of funny mechanism here that opens up and straps down, so you can actually cinch it down if you have fewer things, and then you can let it kind of expand upwards as you pack more and more things. It's got these sort of mesh things on the side where you can put drinks and extra things, stinky shoes, and it's got zippers here. You can put things into this pocket, which I think I have things in here that I forgot about. Yep. And then there's also another zippered pocket at the top, which I like for putting my down jacket in. Actually, my down jacket can squish down enough to just pack into that spot. So once it's all packed up, this is my whole bag. I'll show you when I stand up how it looks on the back. It's pretty small. This is fully packed, and it also has my souvenirs from my trip in it. So the original bag that I left the airport with was not even this fully packed. So I'm going to show you exactly what is in here. And it came in, as I said, at 9 pounds. Right now it's about at 11 pounds, 10 and a half pounds, something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. When we open it up, you have to unclip these. Inside, there's this little sort of cinching mechanism that pulls down to keep things in. So it's a little bit different if you have just a regular suitcase. On the top, I put my shoes. Now, here's one lesson. I think I would get maybe a Ziploc bag, a plastic Ziploc bag for these, just to make sure that the shoe yuckiness doesn't get on everything else. So lesson learned, but that's not a big deal. So shoes, and these are Monroe sandals. I bought these at the end of the season last year. They're made with cork. They're almost like a Birkenstock, and they were pretty inexpensive. I put a link to them on my blog, and I really like them. I think they're good. They're a little bit stretched out. They didn't last quite as long as I would have liked, but they're not bad. So I would definitely recommend these. I'm thinking about Birkenstocks this year, actually, and I'll be doing a shoe article coming up soon. So as with all bags, when I pack a bag, I've done this one so that it is all in individual sacks and pouches. So the green one, this is my bag full of all of my pajamas, socks, underwear, bras, and bathing suit. This one here is my bag with dresses. So I have my dresses in this nice little pouch. This actually, I think, came with a set of Rick Steves luggage. So that is an easy one. I just pulled out. I mean, all these things I already had. I didn't buy anything extra except for this bag. My toiletries case, which you have seen before, I think. It's just this small little bag from Tom Bin, which I really like. And I've shown you before, but I'll show you a little bit more up close. What I like about it is it has a hook. So this hook can go and hook onto anything in your bathroom. And it's clear, so it meets the 311 standards, and it's plenty of room for me. And in fact, as I've always said, what I really like about traveling like this with a toiletries kit is it forces you to have only this amount of things. It's so easy to go overboard on toiletries, but you really don't need to. So that's the toiletries kit, and it's pared down even a little bit more than normal. I am trying Paste deodorants. I'll show you this here. The Paste deodorant that I found in Italy comes like this, and this is the one that is supposed to last for a week. Now, let me tell you, I must be particularly stinky because this lasted barely a day on me in Thailand. However, it's an interesting idea. I'm going to investigate this further. I've also had people on my tours who have taken these strong deodorants and put them into contact lens cases and use that as a way to pare down deodorant, because that is the one thing that takes up a huge amount of space in your toiletries kit. So that's what I've got there. And then for the majority of my clothes, they are in this bag. This is my full packing cube. This is, again, that Eagle Creek Spectre set that I like so much. What I love about this particular set is that it's made of this really silky fabric, and this fabric slides in and out of the bag easily, and it squishes down. It just has a nice handle on top. My son, who is filming this actually, when we traveled together, we put a rope on the top of this, and he used it as his day bag. He had it as a little hip pouch. So this is something that you can use in a lot of different ways. It's super durable. So that's where I have all the rest of my clothes. And then there's a few other things in here that I'll show you in a few minutes. So come on over here, Luca, and let's have a look. We can look closely at what's going on here. So let's have a look first at what's in this bag. So everything in here is rolled. Typically I have a packing folder that folds over, which I keep my pants and my dresses in to keep things from being wrinkled. In this case, that wouldn't work because this bag is too small. So I have rolled everything here. So what I want to show you is just how I've done it. These are my shorts. And when I go to pack them, all I do is fold them in half and then roll them up, just like that, into a little sausage. And once you have everything rolled, you can stack them and you can see what you have. This is a little bit in disarray because I am literally unpacking it right now. This sweater is the only warm thing I brought to Thailand other than my down coat. And this is a very, very thin sort of Angora. I got it from Benetton, and I layer it over the top of a tank top. So that, along with my jacket, was plenty for the really cold ride. And what I do to fold something like this, I fold it in half, and then I fold the arm in like that until it makes sort of a nice line, and then roll it up also. So those are how I stack all of these things. So in here I've got a sleeveless red shirt. I've got a black tank top, which this is something nice. It's not really a tank top. This is something that you have to look for. It's a sleeveless top, but it has enough on the shoulders here, enough fabric that it covers. So if I hold it up to me, you can kind of see. This is something you'll have to look for when you go shopping for clothes if you're a woman and you're in a hot place. When you get something that has a little tiny bit of a wide strap that covers your shoulders, that's enough for temples and churches and things like this. And in fact, I wore this to Angkor Wat, and when I got to the front, they were going to turn me away because I didn't have my shoulders covered because the straps of this were kind of hanging like this. And I simply just pulled out the little wings on this, and it covered my shoulder. And the woman kind of looked at me and scowled a little bit, and she said, okay, fine, because she knew that I actually had done what I was supposed to do. So that was correct. So that's something to look for, is any kind of tank top that just sort of covers the very top of your shoulders if you're going to places with religious sites. To that end, I packed more short sleeve shirts than I typically do. I don't really like short sleeve shirts. I like tank tops myself. I know a lot of women are a little worried about the wobbly under their arms, and I've got it too, but I just like tank tops better. They're more versatile in my opinion. But because I was going to Thailand, where I knew I'd be in a lot of temples, they have a very modest dress code, and so I brought things that were short sleeves. So I brought 2 short sleeve shirts just because, you know, you want to be able to have some variety, and they were lightweight enough. This is very, very lightweight that I could wash them in the sink and hang them up, although they definitely need to be washed again right now. And then I brought some tank tops. I have a black one, just a simple black one here that I wore on the plane. Nice fitted one. I have a red one that is frankly a little bit too sheer, but that works pretty well. It's a scoop in the back and a V in the front, so you can wear it either way. And you can kind of see these colors that I'm choosing, red and blues and blacks and things like that. I'm trying to choose colors where everything goes together. And then I picked up something in Thailand. I thought this was fun. I'll probably wear this in my travels this year. But one of these nice super lightweight tops. And this is something I learned about Asia, is that I could have left half of these tops here. And when I got there, just go shopping, I paid about $4 for this top. and it's darling, and it's super lightweight cotton, which is exactly the kind of thing that I really like wearing. So just a mental note to myself, next time when I go to Thailand next February, I am absolutely going to bring less. And then all I've got left in here are just a few bottoms. I've got a black linen skirt, really handy and normal. Actually, I had this in my closet, and I bought it in Italy years ago, and it didn't have pockets. So I actually, if you can have a look here, this is a side without a pocket. This was the original pattern. I just cut open the seam here, and I have a new iPhone that's a little bigger than my old one. So on this side, I split it open, and I fabricated a pocket out of some extra material that I had. So that pocket is completely new. I made that pocket. So you can do that on clothes that you already have. So you don't have to actually go and buy new clothes in a lot of cases. You can just sort of hack things that you already own. I think I shortened it too because it was a little bit too long. So I brought that, although I frankly didn't need it, didn't wear it, hardly at all. I wore it once. And then my leggings, which I love bringing black leggings. I layered these on the airplane underneath my favorite pair of travel pants. I got these, I think I got them at the Gap, at the outlet, for maybe $5. They were a weird sale. I've never seen anything like it again, but I'm sure you can look around and find something similar. They're just sort of wide leg rayon pants that feel very comfortable. I layered those over the top of leggings for the airplane. Super comfortable. It was like wearing pajamas. But these are nice because they look kind of shimmery. And I've had a lot of people say, how can you wear things that are made of rayon or linen? Don't they get all wrinkled? Sure, they do, but it's pretty steamy in Asia for one thing. Also, I kind of don't care. I kind of go with the artfully wrinkly look. I think that that's kind of a nice look. So those are those pants. And then in here I have one more pair of pants I wanted to show you. These ones, another thing I bought in Italy once that was sort of an emergency shopping item. I bought this pair of linen pants, which actually I do have to be a little more careful about the way I fold them, but honestly I don't care about wrinkles. One other tip for wrinkles, these pants, if they look like this and I was going to wear them that day, I would just go hang them in the shower while I'm showering, and by the time I get out of the shower, they would be fine. So that's another little way to go about it. These pants were long pants. I'm really tall, and as soon as I wash them, because they're linen, and I am brutal about washing them poorly, I will wash everything on hot water before I take it on the road because it needs to be manhandled and treated poorly, because if it makes it through my house, then I know it's going to be fine when I take it out on the road. These ones shrunk so badly that they were probably up to, I would say here. They looked ridiculous on me. I'm super tall, but they just looked silly. So what I did to salvage them is I cut them off. I cut them off right at about the knees, hemmed them up a little bit and put a little gasket in them, and turned them into capri pants. And now they're one of my favorite pairs of capris. Really nice lightweight linen for summertime. And as you can see with everything, I have in the hem, or in the waistband, sorry, the Sharpie that shows you the weight. So that is how I did all the pants. The one piece of clothing in here that I brought, this was kind of a funny thing. I got this at a clothing exchange. Actually, my friend Trish had a clothing exchange at her house, and I love that because I go and I pick up clothes for free that are things I would never buy, things that are not my style. Camp shirts are not my style, mostly because I have big boobs and anything with these buttons like this looks terrible on me because they pull and they just make me feel self-conscious. So I picked this up thinking, yeah, it's free. I'll probably never wear it. And I tossed it into my bag. I wear this more than anything else that I put in my bag. It's a nice gray kind of, cotton kind of woven material, goes with everything. But what I really like was having something super neutral that I could put over the top of a tank top to have as sort of a layering piece that covered my shoulders and was modest, because above all, modesty was the important thing when I was in Thailand. So wearing a really tight tank top, which is something that would be really normal for me in Italy, it doesn't work in Thailand. So having this over the top was really nice. I wore this all the time. So if you find something like this, kind of a lightweight camp shirt, even just go to a thrift store. You don't have to buy the fancy ones from Ex Officio or anything like this. This is just thin, super lightweight cotton. This is one of my new favorite travel items that's going to go with me to Italy when I leave for Italy in March as well. So that's the majority of my clothes. That's everything that came in this little bag here. And then if we move on to my dresses, This is where I overpacked, honestly, partially because I got to Thailand and I looked around at all the markets. The markets have beautiful dresses. I felt foolish having even brought one. The dresses there probably cost mostly like, you know, $5, $6, $7. And in fact, I'll show you, this is something I bought when I was there. I'm really big into silk. And I picked up these silk dresses. They weren't cheap. These were something like $40, but they're 100% silk. They weigh nothing, and they're so beautiful. So I got this from a silk merchant at the Chatuchak weekend market in Bangkok, and very beautiful. And again, this is something, it's silk and it will wrinkle. But let me show you something. If you take it and you pack it like this, when you undo it, it's going to have wrinkles that go in the direction of the folds, of the pleats of the dress, so it doesn't look wrinkled. It may be wrinkled, but it will look like it was supposed to be wrinkled. So silk is something I really love. And again, I wish I had brought nothing with me and just bought only the dresses that I wanted while I was there. In here, the dresses I did bring with me. This is an Eileen Fisher dress that I bought at a sale, a tag sale. You may have seen this one before. It's just a nice black long dress that has kind of layers. It's made of silk. It weighs nothing. This is one of my favorite travel dresses now because it's long and it covers my knees. And it also keeps me very cool because it shades my whole body, except for my shoulders, of course. And it's just really very, very comfortable. When I bought it, another little hack, I love to sew. When I bought it, it was too tight in the chest. So I took it home and I cut open the back and I cut a little piece out of the interior lining and I sewed a panel in the back to make the bust more comfortable so it fits me perfectly. So that's just another little idea of ways you can hack clothes to make sure that they fit you perfectly. So this is one of my favorite dresses. It weighs about 4 ounces, which is less than the weight of a t-shirt. So these kind of clothes are not cheap though, that's the thing. If you're going to invest money in clothes, I would say rather than going to Ex Officio or any of these, you know, Eddie Bauer, these expensive brands, and buying these travel clothes, a travel dress that costs you $100 made of some sort of like knit, look for silk. Silk is so much better. It's wonderful in hot weather, it's wonderful in cold weather, and it weighs nothing. So this is one of my tricks, is I bring a lot of silk. And then this is a dress you have probably seen before. I've worn this in the Rick Steves packing video before. I made this one, and at some point I'm going to do a little tutorial on how to make your own travel dress. But it's one that I really like. It's just cotton, really lightweight cotton batiste, which is sort of an ultra lightweight cotton, but it's so finely woven together that it doesn't wrinkle very much at all. So I really love this dress. I wear this all the time, and I have manhandled it and treated it poorly, and it still looks good. It lacks pockets, and that is something I need to work on. So on the next iteration of this dress, it's going to have pockets, and it'll probably have some sort of way to sew your credit card into your bra strap or something like that. So that's another dress. Now here's a packing fail. I shouldn't have brought this. I brought this dress because I thought it was very versatile, and it is, but it's made of a heavy knit, and I knew that. It's from Athleta, I think. It weighs too much. It's a sack. It's unflattering. I don't even know why I brought it. Every time I go on a trip, I put on this dress, and it looks great on me in the house, and then I take it, and I will never wear it because I think it looks really dumpy on me other places. It looks too much like a shirt. I wore it as pajamas a couple of nights, but that's pretty much it. So I really shouldn't have even brought 2, much less 3 dresses. I didn't really need that for doing ultra lightweight packing. But this is exactly the kind of fabric you don't want when you're doing a lightweight packing. You don't want this knit, this stretchy knit, because it is way too heavy. So that one goes into the Goodwill pile. So now what we have left, I'm going to unpack for you what is in here, and this is the worst part. This is all of my underwear and socks. So underwear, it's just the same amount as usual, 7 pairs. My favorite bras, the ones that are just the most comfortable, my bikini, which I love, and I've given you this tip before, but it bears repeating. If you can bear a bikini, you can buy one in your bra size, and then you can use that as a spare bra. So instead of having to bring a whole bunch of bras, you can use this one as your spare. So I only went to swim twice in the time that I was there, but I used the bra as an alternate when my other bras were drying in the shower. So brought a bikini, socks, underwear, and my pajamas, which again are silk, which I really love these pajamas. I got these from Amazon, and they're just a nice lightweight silk very comfortable and modest enough that if I have to use a shared bathroom or something, I can. So that's the story with all the underwear. Taking a look real quickly at the toiletries, you've seen this stuff before, but I'm going to kind of go through just again and show you. Neutrogena, this is a thing of face cream, but it's also an SPF 30. And an SPF 30 is really good for sunny places. I usually do 15 when I'm in Europe, but for Thailand I brought a 30. And I brought a really big bottle because I use this as my sunblock. So I just put this in my day bag for my shoulders and things like that. The cream deodorant, which I showed you. My favorite Sonic toothbrush, which is kind of a disaster now. This has had the same battery for 2 years, and it still works. I don't think it's as good as the Sonicare, but at least it makes me feel better. So I like it for that purpose. You can get interchangeable brush heads, and that's why I've had this one for so long. It was only $10 to start, and I just keep getting new brush heads, and it's just fine. And then I have my shampoo and conditioner, which are these dollar bottles that I bought at Target, and I emptied them out and then put in my own concentrated shampoo and conditioner. I just let the bottles sit out until they evaporated a little, and then I filled them up again. So these are my shampoo and conditioner. My contacts, which I think I might have told you about before. My optometrist suggested that I try using these daily ones that you throw out, because then you don't have to bring any of the solution, which that's what I do. So when I decide I want to wear contacts, I just have these dailies that I can throw out at the end of the day. Razor, mascara, the Neutrogena one that I like a lot. It's a waterproof mascara. A little comb. Actually, this was from the hotel in Angkor Wat because I forgot my comb, but luckily they had one in the hotel room. So I love these kinds though because they're really light and they're just fine for my hair at least. My lipstick, which is the Color Stay that lasts for really long. This will last for an entire day. And then the one product I really recommend strongly for girls, I guess men too, if you need this is a foundation powder, but it has a sunscreen in it. And I had a dermatologist on a tour with me, gosh, it must have been 5 years ago, who was dusting herself and her kids all the time with powder, and I thought that was weird, and I asked her why, and she said she was doing it because the sunscreens that are liquids are not as effective as the ones that are in powdered form, and that's basically what this is. So this is not only something that corrects your complexion, and it does a fabulous job because I actually have terrible skin, but it also is wonderful because I can put it on my shoulders, I can put it on my chest, I can put it on my back, and it's a very, very effective sunscreen. So that is something I highly recommend. It's Bare Minerals by Bare Essentials. Really good product for that sort of thing. And then just the regular stuff, toothpaste, and a tiny, tiny little thing of hairspray. Isn't that so cute? I don't actually ever use hairspray, but I have it in there just in case I'm feeling fancy for some reason. So those are my toiletries. That's pretty much everything I brought with me. Do you want to see what else is in my bag? As always, in this bag, I have my pillow, because I cannot live without having my own pillow. I love this so much. This was a cheap pillow. It probably cost me $25, maybe $30. I get the cheapest pillow I can because it has the lowest down fluff count in it, which means that when you go to pack it, you can roll it like this. Roll, roll, roll. And then when you have it really tight like that, inside this bag, there is a slot in the back here, right there. Okay, there's a little slot where my scarf is, you can see. I just take it and I stuff it into that slot. And once I stuff really hard, it packs down into nothing. And having that little slot in the back is genius because then I don't need one of those vacuum bags. I don't care for those vacuum bags. I think they weigh too much, and they, generally speaking, are, I don't think, a good value. So that's how I bring my pillow. I just stuff it into the back there, and it packs down really well. And then I have my souvenirs. Beyond that, I've got a hammock. Look at that. I've got a whole hammock for my dad. I have a bag full of other things. I have a top for my mom. I have a beautiful Cambodian scarf, which these are very cool. It's a traditional pattern of Cambodia. Another scarf for another friend of mine. Plenty of souvenirs in here. And then this bag, which is my souvenir bag that I usually bring for all of my goodies, I didn't even need it this time, which was amazing to me because my bag was packed so lightly on the way over there that this little bag had plenty of room for all of my souvenirs on the way home and it was still lightweight and carry-on size. With all of my souvenirs that I bought in Thailand and Cambodia, all the things I bought for my kids, the total weight on this bag with everything was 12 pounds on the way home. So it's possible, and I have to tell you, I'm addicted now. So when I go out again, I'm going to go out again in April to do book research for Rick Steves. So when I'm going out, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take the same bag. I'm going to pack it light. It's going to be a cold weather version, so that's going to be a little bit of a different challenge. This was hot weather. This was 80 degrees most days, so it was a little easier to do that. But I think it's absolutely possible to do this. So I'm going to come back at you in a few days and give you some examples of ways to combine these simple pieces of clothing to make them look different every day. But I think that's about it. So thanks for watching, and let me just tell you, if I can do it, you can do it too. And as we say, nobody ever said, I wish I'd have brought more. You can always bring less. Thanks for watching, you guys. Ciao.